Human thoughts constantly seek something of more and less of others. For the most, the thought seeks more and more of lust and pleasure, and less of anger, sorrow, and fear. That is the nature of the thought, and it is also our tremendously powerful instrument. Wise ones once said, human thought could move a mountain, transcend to another planet, and so on. It is evident today these type of activities that is happening witnessed by billions of eyes. But although the thought is so powerful, it cannot help anyone escape from the unwanted experience of life, such as sorrow, anger, and fear. Everyone must experience these unwanted energy of human being or living organism, because you cannot have pleasure without sorrow, lust without anger, and fear and anger are the live wire of current, metaphysically speaking, that could burn anything that tries to touch it. Hindus said in the scriptures, even God coming to experience life in human form to experience pleasure cannot escape these qualities or human nature. Therefore, when Krishna, the ultimate god of pleasure, came there, was the war of Mahabharata and Kurukshetra, and he had to witness many of his relatives and beloved kill each other in the battlefield. When Jesus, the ultimate God of healing, came, he had to open his arms, nailed in the cross to experience sorrow. When Buddha, the ultimate God of bliss, had to experience sorrow when his kingdom that he left and renounced life as a prince, massacred in a bloody war. Thus, somebody, a spiritual teacher, a psychologist, a guru, or someone claiming to be God, comes to you and promises you pleasure without sorrow, lust without anger, and promises to get rid of your fear. I assure you with tremendous certainty that he is false. Do yourself a favor and stay away from such personalities. There is a simple reason why you cannot get rid of your sorrow, anger, and fear. These mechanisms are built in human being for survival purpose. Spiritual teachings have taught us not to fear, not to be angry, and there is way out of sorrow, and confuse people when our true nature or human mechanism contains such things. Fear is built in us to protect against danger. Anger is there to express our limitation, and sorrow is there for maintaining the sensitivity of nervous system to function and to survive in any situation, because one can easily die while having pleasure. Body tries to get rid of pleasure because it is not interested in pleasure of any kind. Only the thought is interested because that is the nature of the thought system or mechanism of the thought. Pleasure is just sensation in the body, and when thought interferes to experience that sensation, to last that sensation longer and longer, it turns that sensation into sorrow or pain, because that sensation has duration. Just like you can eat ice cream and it feels cold, and soon the ice cream cold sensation disappears because it has duration. So everything, thoughts interferes, whether to keep pleasure and lust last longer and longer, and sorrow and anger and fear last shorter and shorter. The degree of sorrow, anger, and fear becomes higher, appear to us as more than what actually is. Therefore, a person may experience tremendous fear when approaching something dangerous because that person is trying to get rid of fear. The more you try to get rid of fear, the degree of fear becomes severe. You cannot experience pleasure without followed by sorrow. They go along with it together. It is true, the more the pleasure, it is followed by more sorrow. Therefore, it is necessary to keep a balance. But I am not a teacher, nor a guru. And this is not a teaching, simply my description. And to know for yourself, you have to really seek your own human mechanism purely and naturally. Otherwise, it just becomes a knowledge, another digital storage online. And there are already millions of people offering such knowledge to help you. But the irony is that those so-called experts that give you knowledge cannot help themselves in the first place and offer you advice. What a joke, because you are already perfect, healthy, and happy. Only thing blocking this such knowledge, concepts, beliefs, and ideas offered to you by so-called experts. Throughout the life, one believes, ideas, knowledge, and concepts are replaced by another because that is the nature of the universe, from atomic level to galaxy. The whole universe is flux, creating and recreating itself constantly, and human life is like live wire, pure energy and information. The future is always uncertain, like the ocean will never know when the next ripple, wave, tide, or hurricane is formed. In reality, lust and love are the same, but the purpose of functioning in the society, human thought has separated them to minimize violence, crime, etc. But deep underneath, the source is the same. Even hatred comes from the same source. And love and hate go together, and it cannot be avoided. As long as there is something in relationship that the other person wants, there is love, and if there is nothing, that relationship turns into hatred. Relationship is about give and take, and there is no such thing as unconditional love. Feeling of, oh, I am in love, and so on, is lust that has duration. Therefore, statistically, a relationship based on lust lasts for about 4 years. If there is a relationship after 4 years, then it is beyond lust and there is deep understanding for give and take. If you don't get what you want, then it could turn into anger or hatred. And if you get what you want, that turns into love or pleasure. So you see, lust, anger, sorrow, pleasure, and fear has duration, because in reality they are just sensations in the body, and they come and go. And the more you think about it, the more problems you experience.